at the Glass Academy, where we are taking hot glass to a whole new level. Flip-flops. Yes, there they are. Flip-flops.
Look at that precision.
But meanwhile, check out that spiral.
That's so satisfying to watch.
The viral spiral.
We need some kind of music. Alright, we saw a video. We're like, we should try that. So we did. Oh, there it goes!
And there it is. Look at it.
Nice.
There's a
Chill
little
out.
one.
It's got a little baby one.
That's cool.
That's so cool.
We put it on a little bit too thin. I do have a hot thing. We could try one more and put it on thicker.
Yeah.
Gather it up.
Alright, welcome everyone. You're here live at the Glass Academy. Tonight, it's the night of green shirts.
It's pretty dark to see what's going on here, folks, but in a minute after this one, our warmer up piece is going to have a little something to do with the cherry green. Anybody knows what the cherry green is? Put that in the
Come on over.
Alright, I know we got a lot of new people watching tonight because I heard we have an audience following us. So if you are new to the Gathering Point, put it in the chat what country you're watching from. We are located in Dearborn, Michigan, USA. Where every week at this time, there's some shenanigans in glass. Try some different things. Do what we know how to do. Sell some products. I think we gotta, maybe break the start. We don't know. We're figuring it out. See, that's what happens when you get videos from other sources. They like leave out all the stuff you really need. Really, it's just this easy. So what should happen is this little trail of glass should come off the pipe. And it did. Just not like the video we saw where it came off like a bouncy spring.
You got a little one.
I agree. They must have practiced for like 5 times.
I've done gathered over this cherry green. I'm going to slowly start shaping this up into the first piece of the show. If you guys are brand new to the show,
Who are you?
we were just talking about getting our new introduction video replayed and remade so everybody can be introduced. But for now, we got Bess over here, tech support champion. We got Michelle behind the camera. That was Chris. This is Jacob. We got Oliver, pink pant champion.
Oliver and I share a mic, so I'm going to start on the mic, give you all the essentials, and at some point we'll swap up and Oliver will talk to you.
I mean, that's the first time I ever did that, folks. I literally the very first time. So I tried that probably 5 or 6 more times. Probably extra try, and it's pretty sweet. I like the idea. I've never seen that before. All the years that I've been doing
Really?
glass, never seen anybody do that before.
Even in your Spokane
What about on the
Never.
show Blown Away?
No, because my Spokane bases, the trails were like a ½ an inch in diameter, and I've never seen it on Blown Away either. So I just really wasn't fully
You weren't prepared.
blown away.
Blow?
But tonight you will be blown away because there'll be lots of action this week. We've got some really cool things we're making. We do a Venetian style glass blowing.
Good.
Someone sits at the bench to shape things and someone else is blowing down the pipe. And you work with assistance as needed.
So this is going to be a cherry and green, multiple greens, dark green, light green, and then I think there's a couple pieces of ruby in here.
You know, green is the heart chakra. The fact that you're making
Well.
green, you're wearing green. Your heart's getting a lot of energy today.
Is Jake's back the same as my back?
Beautiful.
It is.
Wow. When I opened my cupboard up in my office and went through all 332 shirts that I had up there, something drew me towards the green one today. And it must have been because Jake's
wearing it.
No, I don't think so.
Does
I think it was
everybody
just
know-
something, like spiritual?
that
So you
on
need
this heart chakra day, we're doing our Artistic Liberties Loyalty League inspired show.
They do
Do
now.
we know anything about that?
Yeah.
They do now.
Bess, can you fill them in? You got all the details?
Yeah,
Son
absolutely.
of a gun.
So anyone who was a part of the Loyalty League received an email.
Can I get a squish?
Received an email for you guys
I get a
to
squish.
submit pieces of art, whether it could be photos or something you've worked on. And our staff went through and
Squish hard.
picked out a couple of favorites. And so now tonight they are going to create pieces of art based off of those pieces of art.
Beautiful.
Nice. So this particular piece is the AKA warmer upper, which is not something that's inspired by our Loyalty League members.
True.
But something that's just inspired from Jake's Kanoggin.
My Kanoggin.
That's right, Jake's Kanoggin, folks. I think there's a place up north in the upper
Oh,
peninsula
yeah.
of Michigan called
I've been there.
Else Kanoggin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that place is sweet.
could
You know
do-
what else is sweet? Besides that place. Look at that line of clear transparency encasing this adventurine green. It's completely sparkly and out of control. And there's not going to be a foot on it because there's extra thickness on the bottom. And this is the design of Rocks Glass. If you guys think back about 15 shows or so ago, Chris realized this was an incredible way to make a rocks glass. And that was the show that Oliver named that rocks glass.
Who?
This guy.
Right here, Oliver.
The Space Diamond Special. And ironically, I'm thinking about it just now, Taryn just posted her Space Diamonds, which were a birthday gift, on the Glass Academy Addicts page, not even 2 days ago. So it all comes around full circle, and here we are. This is going to be no rocks glass. This is going to be a serious
Super Pimp Mug.
super pimp mug.
Nice.
Thanks, Oliver.
I love it.
Huh?
It's a warm one in here today. We're probably at least 100 degrees in the shop here,
It's a little sweaty.
which isn't too bad. I do have to say that I don't think it's got as hot as the sauna out at the camp was the other day when I was in it on Sunday afternoon.
What was it,
I got
220?
in 226.
Oh my God.
Was how much the sauna was. And it's not very often that I go in the sauna and I don't throw water on the rocks.
But you were good.
I didn't throw any water on the rocks, man.
How long were you in there for? Like 5 hours?
No, I did it 4 times, probably like somewhere between like 15 and 15.125 minutes, and then
Yeah.
I jumped in the cold water, which is still really cold. It was pretty nice. The water had to be probably in the like 50-degree range.
Bess, can we see who our hardcore fans out there? Will you keep an eye out for the people that have saunaed above 200 degrees Fahrenheit?
So we're putting a call out for
about
people
a clear
to
lipper?
interact and let us know if you've been in a sauna that has been over 200 degrees.
If you guys haven't already figured it out, we thrive off the interaction.
I think we thrive off of extremism as well too.
Really high temperatures.
Yes.
So we need you guys to let us know what's
somebody
up.
out there who has been in a sauna over 220 degrees because I was in it with her.
Oh, I think I know someone you might be talking about as well. Not
And
Oswald.
speaking of cool people, there's some good hockey going on right now.
No, can we not
What?
go there?
What?
All
We
right,
gotta go
the
there.
can't
bus
talk
is coming
about
around the
hockey?
corner, folks. But just so you know, it's playoff season and it is amazing hockey. Go Rangers!
Did you hear the bus drive by? It
And the
missed me.
bus is coming up quick.
I got no tire tracks on my back.
Why don't we talk about glass blowing for a minute?
Oh man.
All right. You
Hey, if we're not
two-
going to talk about
no.
hockey,
is
What?
not working.
YouTube's not working again?
No, but it's on their end. So my coach
It's
was
not our
saying-
fault?
It is
Yeah.
not our fault.
My coach was saying that all the coaching people are jumping to the YouTube platform, and because of that, there's been a lot of glitches. So sorry if you guys are faithful YouTubers, tonight might not be the night. But never fear, we will download it and have it on there for later.
Follow us on Facebook where we've got another video coming up on 1 million. Yep.
It actually hit 1 million today.
It
Did
hit
it
1
really?
million today.
It did.
Yeah!
There is nothing easy about this Cherine green.
What is so cool
getting bored.
about having videos go viral is that to see all the countries that people are watching it from.
I'll give it
What
one
cup?
more paddle. Your call.
Paddle.
Yes, please. In 1 second.
Like when I
Alrighty.
watch the
Yes.
yak farmer in Mongolia, is he watching us blow glass and being like, what's that?
Back to your sauna question. Mary says, does a house fire count? I'm retired firefighter.
Yes. Is that Mary Thompson?
It is.
Champion traveler and happy hour goer tour for her birthday on Thursday.
That was fun. Mary
Mary.
got pictures to post and share. I know
On
your
there.
piece went out today.
little pressure.
So I guess you don't.
Beautiful.
Answered my own question there.
Yeah, we had a really great time with Mary and a few other people in that happy hour, and that's kind of, this piece is stemmed off of hers and another customer's design.
It just looks like a brown blob. There
Well,
you go.
It's going to be bright green and tasty. And it's going to have the sparkles, and this will be a members only piece, the warmer-upper of the show.
What blue is that in front of me? Yeah.
Hyacinth
Perps?
blue. But let us know how everyone's doing out there.
Warmer upper is how we start the show. Then we kind of have an agenda of what we're making. Sometimes it matches the products that we're selling during the show. Sometimes they're different.
That was a really good sound effect of that noise.
Did that one
It
go in the
right
mic good?
Right in
did
my
it on
ear.
purpose.
Yeah. So you'll notice in this mug when I hold it up again, we've got a low side and a high side on the lip, and that's because this color is so dense and powerful with all its sparkling glitter action that I wasn't able to wrangle it completely flat on the lip. So I'm going to choose to put the handle on the low side of the lip, so the lip is where the lip is.
When the concentration leaves your mind because you need to think about what you're doing.
Look at that handle. I know that last sentence made a lot of sense to everybody. But clearly you could see
Look at that.
that's how a handle goes on.
Tasty.
Woohoo!
I can see the sparkle from here.
You can?
And I
Thank
dusted
goodness.
the cracks of that handle with iris.
Oh, beautiful. So we got metallic properties on the outside and we've got glitter on the inside.
You want a tum bit?
Tumbit.
Yeah.
Tumbit. I don't know. It went on pretty, really,
nice.
really nice.
Just saying, somebody could have an extra large tum.
And you got to go to the gym.
If you have an extra large tum, you need to work
Wait.
it out.
Wait, what?
Isn't that what the people down under say? Tum?
Tum, ta-dum, tum.
Yeah.
So that handle was an emerald green with iris in the cracks, the metallic irisio.
We're going to get a stamp on it, and as it cools down, we'll hold it up in the light one last time and see if we can get a really good visual. Remember, these are going to be, it's it's like our emerald green with glitter, and then I've got a bright springtime grass green
I'm
in
feeling
there
like
as well.
it's a leprechaun's piece.
It does seem pretty lucky and
pretty
gaudy.
magical.
Yeah.
I like when you guys talk in terms that people can understand, like colors and stuff. I heard the term techno-babble. There's no techno-babble going on. We're going to explain what we're making in a voice and understanding everyone can
Yeah.
comprehend.
Just show it to them.
Let's just take a look at it. That's going to be a great one for the annealer reveal. It's going to be a great one for someone's palm.
So that one's going to be for sale?
Yes,
At
to
the
our
warmer-upper?
members.
To
our
the,
members.
Loyalty League members, they've got a
Loyalty
link
League
already.
members, and they got the link.
Here we go for the bling bling.
All right, here
Thanks,
goes
Oliver.
the bling.
So the bling bling is
just babble.
the reduction. See those big flames? Lack of oxygen in the glory hole makes those flames come out and actually pool the precious iridescent metals to the surface. It's a really cool process, guys. We love using it because it just makes the piece look very magical.
Powerful. Electric.
Especially if it's a leprechaun piece.
Mary says, love sparkles and glitter. Working on some sparkle boots for Jake.
Say that again?
Mary says, love sparkles and glitter. Working on some sparkle boots for Jake.
Oh my God, Mary. She came in with the most radical, super baller, blinging. Don't do it on this
Number
base
one
here.
behind you.
I'll explain that one sec. Nice. No, it's because we didn't have the material on the knockoff here, and I've seen too many a lip crack from a little bit of pressure for whatever reason on that block. So when we do drinkware, I like to have our flame retardant.
Probably if there's a little tiny chip of glass underneath there.
It
so
probably
that
does
flame
it.
retardant just keeps it from being that type of a situation.
All right, Oliver's getting me lined up for the next thing. And I just want to show you because he's going to heat that. And then we're going to go over to the table. Don't be confused. But while he's heating that, you're going to see me jump behind the scenes. So they're going to go over tonight's table. These are the colors that I chose my piece from. Here is my inspiration in black and white. We do not have a colored printer. And this is what I'm going to be doing and explaining the logic of why. So on that note, you guys want to do the table?
Do we want? Yeah. Yes. We got a great table. We got a great board over here explaining the show, folks.
Let's talk about it.
And boy, the Michigan room is looking bright and tasty over here.
We're
Let's
getting
see it.
getting real close to breaking ground on the floor for all the plumbing in the Michigan room too, guys.
Big time.
But here we are. We're at show number 265, and we are loving it, you guys. We got the first piece we just did, right? The warmer upper. That's what Jake did. Now we're going to be doing. We're not actually doing a custom order. We're going to be doing our choice, each one of us, of one of our Loyalty League's inspired questions that was, what inspires you? And Jake checked out somebody's, I checked out somebody's, and Michelle checked out somebody's. And we each picked out what we wanted to do. And I got a good idea for mine, but I'm not going to get into it right now until it's my turn.
Beautiful.
But this is the gathering point. You guys know that. We are an owner-operated business since 2001. That's when we started the Glass Academy. We were actually in business for quite a number of years before that with a different name than the Glass Academy, Furnace Design Studio. But we're going to check out the table, the feature table as well, too.
Yes, and then once we get this piece going, I'll give people a little more deep dive into the reason and the purpose behind what we're making here today. But look at this situation, folks.
So these are our wall pocket vases where you hang them on the wall, real simple. You can put dried flowers, you can even put liquid inside of them and have fresh flowers in there. It's a wall pocket vase, and it's something that we came up with. It's a signature Glass Academy item, and we love it. We have fun making them, and we're always evolving them. So if you got one of the really tiny little pocket vases from years past, they're tiny, about a third of the size of these. Now we're going for a little bit bigger, and I think several shows ago I made a real big one, didn't I?
I think so.
It was probably like the size of a pillowcase, and you could put your puppy in there, and it would just hang out and look at you.
Can
It
we
was
put a
pretty cool.
hand up to those for size?
Yeah, check it out here, guys. Let's look at this one right here.
That's a beauty with the tureen green. It's exactly what I was just working with on that mug. You see that glitter, you see that bling bling, and you see the size of it right there. Let's see the back side. even though people won't be looking at it, a little white background to make sure the colors pop.
Yeah, and what you don't want to do with this, folks, but if you want to, you could, is use it for earrings.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
We do have the loop holder.
It's probably tough, but you might have world record-breaking ears.
And you could put a liquid in there and put a straw that goes in there like a camelback, and you could be walking with a straw in there, taking a sip. I mean,
got your hydration station right on your shoulder. Incredible. Back to the glass blowing, folks. Michelle is putting together some finesse work here. Look at that beautiful design. And beautiful colors, too, I might say.
Do you need another brace shell, like another piece of metal to hold those in place on the backside?
No. So my thought was, it's we could read it. This particular member, these were ties. She had a quilt made. I do need that though. She had a quilt made of her father's ties. He was a salesman. I hope I'm remembering that
This
right.
plate is 1,000 degrees, by the way, if not more, folks. That's why she's working it the way she is. But go on.
So it was her father's ties, and I was thinking they were 70s colors. So these are my 70s rendition in cane.
Really
Do you know
cool.
how hard it is not to use my left hand because it's so hot?
That's the spanking you'll learn real fast.
So she's lining this up, and a little bit of context behind this, folks. The reason we're doing this is you guys may remember a few shows ago, and Bess, I don't know if you know the number of that show that we did, the Michelle's drawings from high school and represented them in mugs.
It was only a couple shows ago.
It was 3 or 4 shows ago. And the idea of designing a piece of glassware, whether it's drinkware, whether it was a vase, whatever it may be, based off of a separate medium's artwork, was a really good time and really fun to see the creative juices flowing during the show. So what we asked of our Loyalty League members is that they send in a piece of inspiration in their life. It could be anything, it could be nothing, it could be a poem, it could be a blade of grass. And we had a pretty good amount of submissions, and we like to keep doing this show if it's working out nicely. Next time we'll update the board, and we'll really, have it situated as we learn and grow into this style of show.
Should I put the picture of her inspiration up on the screen?
I would love that if you have it. That's baller.
I have that up on the screen. It's showing for a couple seconds.
Tech support champion. So this is what
Stick it together
Michelle,
first
what side of the screen is it
before I go
on?
in
It's
there.
right in the middle.
Beautiful. This is what Michelle is basing her piece here now off of.
So
I'm melting these together a little bit so that when I go in there, they don't roll around, because there's nothing keeping those back ones from rolling. So now I just tacked them a little, and we're going to do exactly what you want, but they just won't roll around in there.
Sue Schmidt says, oh my gosh, that's me. I made the quilt. Definitely 70s.
That's the truth, and we don't want to always just give out, we don't know if people want to be involved in it or not, but Sue Schmidt did make that quilt. Super baller quilt, I might add. And it obviously spoke to Michelle.
All right,
so
well, you're going to take your gather, and then I guess we'll move this out of the way.
let's see how this goes together, folks. It's always a treat getting my mom, Michelle, in the shop here.
I'm going to hand the torch to you, Oliver. I mean, I can't. This is premature, Michelle. So
What's premature?
you still got to gather that and shape it.
I just need the bench.
I know, but I just can't flash this right now. You
It
have to
always
be ready, and then I flash it.
is a treat because she looks at the glass, she looks at the material in a different way, in an artistic way, in a designer's way, because she no longer is in the shop every single day working with the material. So she's thinking color, she's thinking pattern, she's putting it together, and here you're going to see her working the wooden block.
It's funny
Turn
that you
on your
just,
smell-o-vision.
It's funny that you just said that because that's exactly what I was thinking. She looks at things very differently than you guys do.
And it makes a really good partnership between the whole team here. You know, working with the tech angle, working with the production angle, working with the designing, the creating. That's kind of how we're able to do what we do here at the Glass Academy. is from having a family, the three of us, and then all the other people that are here adding their ideas and everybody meshing correctly together.
That's the way I'm picking it up.
Like this? Or
No.
like this?
Like that.
So you're gonna, I'll put it right here, you're gonna pick it up here.
Yep.
Okay. You're gonna,
I'm gonna blow this out a little more.
okay.
I wanna just blow the top out a little more.
I don't know if it was by design, but you will notice that Michelle is wearing jeans here on the hottest show of the year so far.
I haven't pulled my shorts out yet.
She doesn't typically blow glass on the show, but today she's doing it.
You know why I'm wearing jeans?
No.
Because we went to a belt class and I have a belt.
Oh,
I didn't have a belt.
that's right. We did go to a belt making class together, and it was a blast.
I'm gonna shout out my mom real quick. They're watching
Yes.
on their way to dinner, but it's their 36th anniversary tonight.
Oh, what are their names?
Ray and Teresa.
Ray and Teresa?
Are you gonna do it
Happy
this way?
anniversary, folks. That's an incredible thing. You raised an incredible human being. There she is. Well, that's just a beautiful thing. That's a long time, and anniversaries always make you smile.
42 years together total.
42.
Yay.
Son of a gun. That's
Yeah.
cool. I mean, when you think about, I'm only 26.
It's more than you for sure.
Holy moly.
A baby.
I'm just a little ant in a hill. All right, so the timing's coming together here. You see Chris is preheating and giving it some good mojo, too, on those little pieces of cane. We worked with cane last show, and if you guys weren't a part of last show, made one of the nicest and most elaborate pieces in quite a while here. There was a lot of cane there involved, and here we're trying to line this up to be the perfect temperature,
Oliver, will you throw some tweezers on there?
perfect
just in
shape,
case I need
perfect
them?
size.
All right.
You can already tell they're hot because remember how bright orange those ones on the left were when we first started. They're now looking more like a Terra of the Kata.
Everybody ready?
I'm ready.
You got it.
So that's about 1,000 degrees. You see she's capping the end so that the air doesn't leave the pipe. She's laying it down, squishing it real good.
Can you get a torch on this so I can get that guy that's loose?
You got it. It's on
Push
there.
it down one more
It's
time,
not
it might
on
stick.
there good, though.
He's trying.
Flip it over.
Oh, sabotage.
Torch. Torch it.
Triple team.
Right here.
Yeah.
Torching. Keep torching. Keep torching. Don't smash, I'll just flash it. Okay.
Am I a dog? Woof, woof.
And just standing over that for 1 second, I felt the heat radiating off it up into the gimbal.
I was gonna say, watch the camera.
You gotta watch the gimbal, folks. When the gimbalizer gets
and then I need
hot,
the Marver with no frit on
things
it,
get
please.
rowdy.
Now I gotta take this platypus shape.
Platypus. Sorry to yell, everybody.
Platypus.
He was surprised for that word.
Is the Marver wiped off?
You just got really excited.
Who's getting really excited?
Something about
Jake about
platypi.
platypi.
The platypi?
Is that the plural of a platypus?
I think so.
Platypi?
Platypi?
I don't know about this,
Platypis.
you guys.
That's one that we gotta leave up to the members, the viewers here, to help us out with.
So I'm just kind of
This is the squish itch.
giving it some time to figure out.
It's platypuses.
Even
Platypuses. Perfect. Yeah, it's kind of like, well, I guess it is octopi, isn't it?
Platypi.
If
Platypi,
I had
that's
a
what I was
mold,
thinking.
This would be a nice one in the mold, right? Because it will blow out nice and consistent, where now I just got to spend a lot of time shaping it.
So, as I was mentioning, and as Michelle is shaping this right down with her finesse hands, remember, folks, that at 6:30, which is right about now, those one-of-a-kind, one-and-done, jumbo pocket vases, this guy might even call them a satchel
I was gonna
vase.
say, didn't Oliver say it was a satchel vase?
I think he did.
Bigger than a pocket.
Bigger than a pocket, it's a satchel. Those are live on the Glass Academy website, folks. We made those with this show in mind, intentionally designed. Michelle even sent over a drawing and size measurements, and we spent a really powerful day working on those, and they're available. One and
Kind of
done.
like a dating app.
First come, first serve. First come, first serve. That is the right way to
That's
say
the
that.
right way to say it.
Yeah.
It sounded weird.
First serve, first done.
Something like that. But you can check it out on glassacademy.com. That's how we support the shows, plus our incredible members. And this piece, I believe, is going to be for sale if it makes it into the box.
What are you, like, jinxing me or something?
I'm not jinxing you.
If it makes it in the box.
That's just the way it works. It's every show.
Bus will be coming for you, Jay.
I'm going to get the bus out.
Watch out for the bus.
Bottom right corner, I've got a reminder of what that quilt looks like, just as an update for those of you
Oh.
popping on.
That's
Is yours in
amazing.
color?
Mm-hmm.
So what colors are they?
A lot of 70s-ish colors. You've got some matching colors on there. I also like some of the patterns that are in there as well. A lot of oranges, reds, purples, blues, tans.
And so the next time we come around to this show, we're going to call this the Artistic Liberty Show. We'll update the board over here, and we're going to have hopefully some more submissions from other people. We'll be able to write down, if you want, let us know in the email back. Sue made this one here. We can put your name on there. We can post the picture, and we'll talk about the design and what we're looking for, what we're planning on making. And these pieces are going to be for sale with the intention behind them, but like I said in the beginning too, it doesn't have to be a picture of anything. Write us a poem or talk about something you love in life, something that inspires you, something that's super cool and something you want to share with us and with the glass community and the Glass Academy addicts and everybody else. And we'll put our spin on it and we'll collaborate on it and make something really tasty.
You cannot eat this.
You can't eat it, but
Not tasty.
if you look at the comments of all of our viral videos, particularly this last one that hit 1 million views, which maybe we should post a link to that at some point, Bess, if you get a chance.
Hey, now, there is another one that's 4 million views, too,
There sure is, but 90% of the comments are always about, let me eat it.
Okay, blow.
And you just can't eat
Yeah, thank you.
glass, folks. Michelle is using our brand new set of Marucos, smooth like butter.
So I'm going to heat it up again. The color blows out different. You can see the soft versus the stiffer one.
Oh yeah.
So if I want it to be what I want it to be, it needs another marber. And I just see the guys.
No,
"Give me
you
that.
don't.
Give me that.
I didn't say anything.
Not me.
I'm looking through the camera. I'm holding the camera over here, filming.
I'm playing with the paddle.
There he is. So she's going to push that back down, finessing the shape. Clear was a really cool move. This is very similar to the thread cups Michelle was designing over the last 2 shows. That's a nice tall shape. And when you look on the inside of the glass, you're going to see a little
blow.
bit different of a pattern than what's on the outside of the glass.
Now we got it going on.
You see
Looking
Chris
good,
shielding
looking good.
Michelle's arm there. It's super important for various different products. It's the perks of a third assistant being around.
Yeah, and just the last probably like 3 or 4 days, it got up to be like 85 degrees. And when it's hotter here in the studio, the glass does radiate a lot more on your arms and skin. The tools get hotter.
The tools for sure as well.
You know, I mean, the other night when I was doing that happy hour event, I was just like
Yeah.
pretty pleasantly surprised at how hot it was. When
Pleasantly
Oliver and I were there with
surprised.
long pants on.
Yeah.
Like, what did we do?
I think I was wearing a long sleeve shirt.
That's tough. And it's not.
But for those of you who don't know what a happy hour event is, it's something where you actually register and you come here in person. We've had a lot of people come in for out of town for an amazing weekend in the D, the Detroit and Dearborn, the Little D. And you You go to the Henry Ford, you come back here in the evening, you do your happy hour event where you design your piece with the glass master, and then we draw it up on the floor, and you're sitting around having a charcuterie, having some drinks, relaxing, and watching your piece being made before your very eyes. It's a great event.
Speaking of which, how many people were in town for the draft?
Right.
Paddle and Oliver Blow.
Apparently they set a record in draft attendance.
We're talking about the NFL draft, and if you guys are new to the show, if you're from out of the country even, we get quite a few people, and we'd
How
love
many
to
do
hear
we
where
have?
you're from.
How many people?
The NFL draft was hosted here in Detroit, and we had 400,000 people down in the city. And that wasn't everyone in attendance. They capped it off, but I guess it was record-breaking. It was a pretty big deal.
I think they said that over the weekend they had 750,000 people total who traveled in to see what was going on and made it downtown and left, which is pretty amazing.
That's so cool. About time y'all came to Detroit. We got another
Nice taper.
fan. Okay.
Beautiful
I'll take a pony.
smoke.
We got another fan coming in town. She's bringing her whole entourage for a happy hour and
Oh,
doing
yeah.
a Detroit vacation.
So as Chris shapes up a punny, I'm going to slowly meander back over here as the website goes live and show off these incredible, this is number 12 pocket bases. I love the watery clear base on them. And we made some with an opaque top on them. We made some with a clear front on them. And you can see there's one. You can see the size by Oliver's hand again there. Some are tall, some are short. When you get with a clear one like this, depending on what type of plant you're putting in there, you may want to think about potentially having a plastic flower in there, or a set of flowers that you can rotate around and see all the way down into stems. You could put some sort of crystals down in the bottom of the glass, or if you got beautiful flowers in your garden throughout the spring, summer, and fall time, then you could even just be updating the flowers on a bi-daily, bi-weekly, whatever the basis is, but keeping them fresh, keeping them nice. It's a really beautiful addition to the wall that's got some living accent to it. Let us know if you have questions about that. Check them out on the website.
For our members, for those of you who are Loyalty League and get that members-only link for the warmer-upper, that product is now live. So you guys can follow that link you were emailed earlier. First come, first serve for that. What color was that, Jake?
That was the Cherine Green.
There you go.
And that's the adventurine green, folks. That's the super sparkling, blinging
Just
green.
puff it.
We made a really beautiful mix that was actually for those pocket bases, numbers 4 and 5. And I enhanced the mix with a little extra brighter green as we went through that mix, and spiral it up into a Van Gogh specialty piece.
Speaking of masters, I'm not sure that I'm one, but the master that trained me and Chris has a movie coming out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure. Did I put the link on our Facebook page?
I'm not sure either.
You can buy a virtual ticket. It's streaming out of Seattle.
Yeah, it
It'll
might.
be absolutely amazing. It's actually on the Glass Academy Addicts page,
Yeah.
which is another page not run by us.
So you saw there a typical way of blowing glass. As Chris brought over the punny, he decided to give Michelle a little break from the heat, held onto it at the hole, got a beautiful heat on the top of it there, and Michelle tested out the heat and expanded the lip of it by using that tool called the Sophietta.
Speaking of Sophietta, blown hollow, clear.
That's our Sophietta. It blows air through it, traps the lip, seals the lip, and you're able to puff out in the top, even though you're now on a solid rod.
Make that question you're going to say about Sophietta a challenge, Michelle.
Yeah.
Okay. Light. So.
Beautiful shape. Look at that.
Oh, goodness.
I love that.
All right,
I like the Guinness bulge.
Down a little. I want to flare it a little more. and then add a tasty handle.
You ready for a handle?
I will be when I sit down.
So I should start it up?
Start it up.
Looks like we're going into a mug.
You are going into a mug.
Real quick, just want to borrow Jake's microphone and talk about a comment on Facebook that I saw.
Uh-oh.
Carol Jutras said that her bleeding hearts are in bloom. And I'm not like the biggest flower person in the world, but bleeding hearts are one of my favorites, right there with tiger lilies. So shout out Carol.
Wow. I can't even imagine them. Can we do a little Google itch on that style of picture? And, I mean, should we put it up on the screen or should I zoom into that? Oh, baby. Wow.
They're super cool.
Oh, my God. Are those native to the land?
They are native.
Hummingbirds love them.
They're native to Asia.
Okay. Is that why they're called the Asian bleeding heart?
It might be.
If I had one guess.
Well, that's because she Googled the Asian bleeding heart.
Ah.
She Googled Michigan bleeding heart.
Or the alley bleeding heart.
I just saw a bleeding heart. I didn't realize they bloom so early in the year.
So, folks, as we want to get the comments pumping here, and we want to see who knows what's going on, we're here to educate and talk about glass blowing. Does anybody know why Chris just swung the pipe around? I was zooming in on the bubble getting expanded, and all of a sudden the glass was gone, and he was twirling it like a baton.
I was going to say he worked in band.
What is that physics term for what he just did?
Spin fast.
Spin fast? False. But he did do that. Watch this, folks. Going for the handle. Hot, molten, tasty glass. Beautiful. Nice snip. She's using gravity. She's wobbling it, flopping it. She catches it.
Lines it up with the pipe.
Lines it up with the pipe, lays it right down, and that's what we're talking about, folks.
I love that lining up with the pipe thing because I remember that and that helps so much. It's such a good thing.
Yeah.
It's so subtle, but people don't realize it. So if you're a glass blower, pay attention.
Nice move, Mom. That was beautiful for not making a mug handle in probably 6 months max or minimum. That went on pretty darn smooth.
I don't think I've ever seen Michelle make a mug.
Neither have I, to be honest.
It's muscle memory. I need the stick 'em the bit. That
Look
bit.
at how smooth and nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys do this a lot more often than me.
She's even got the wherewithal, depending on how sometimes you lay down the handle. You saw me actually doing the same move she just did there. Sometimes you'll get a little bit of a tool mark where that copper will kind of cool down and give it a little bit of a rough texture under the handle there. So she noticed that, or just remembered the last time she made a handle and came in with the torch and just gave it 1 second of smoothedness.
A lot of people said gravity to your question, Jake, and then I had 2 people say centrifugal force.
Oh yeah, who were those 2 people?
Got Dave and Josh.
Dave and Josh, champions, certified champions. And everyone who said gravity, you guys got a B+ there. Because that's what it is, but gravity is if he was gonna take a little bit more time and just hang it down. Centrifugal force is when you spin the pipe, woo, and it
Remember,
pulls the
Heather
glass
used to
off
be like,
further.
Other Heather, smile.
Look at that.
I love the way the transparent green, where it touched, doubled up in darkness.
So it's almost like there were 2 types of cane on there.
Yeah.
Yes, there were. That was quite the challenge. Thanks, everyone, for being patient.
That's a beautiful mug. As we knock it off, could we see that inspiration piece one more time on the
Got a
screen?
knife around
Got
this
it up
part?
on the screen, bottom right corner.
Bottom right.
Bottom right.
Beautiful
Don't
break.
need it.
Oliver coming in with the torch. I'm going to sneak around to the other side to see that color pattern one last time. Inspired by Sue Schmidt's inspiration of a quilt she made one time long ago. Chris is going to grab
Thank
that
you,
with
Sharon.
tender hands. And we're
Letting
gonna
them get it put in the box. I hate putting pieces away.
into the box. Either
I'm too
one.
short. The box is too tall.
All right.
Beautiful. Woo! Nice
Oh,
work.
yeah. Nice
Take
mug.
that.
Beautiful piece. Beautiful
Thank you.
piece. So you think it encapsulated Sue's quilt?
Wow, I'm never one to miss out on some opportunity. So you guys can take any pattern you see in here. That's just one of many,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Absolutely.
It could be the tie series, the quilt series.
Quilt series.
Because I also thought about slumping these together and then picking up one thing, right? But since we were doing it live on the show, it happened that way.
That was
But I
a
think
beautiful
that'd be really
piece.
cool. All right, so now I get back on the camera because I know the shots I want, and it's up to you guys.
All right, so I can go now.
All right.
I can do it up.
Do it
You
up.
can.
I think the drawing that I was looking at. Right.
Just a reminder of where you're at, who's on the show tonight.
That's right, Dave.
We did the warmer-upper, no customs tonight. Next, it is artist choice, and we got Chris up next. Remember, at the end of the show, we give a giveaway. You're going to send your answers to enews@glassacademy.com, and today's question is, what small change have you made recently in your life that has increased your happiness? For me, I planted some seeds in the garden, and the possibility is endless.
Oh, yes. Well, this piece is inspired off of Dave Worth's submission. And Dave, you're a champion. Dave is an aspiring glass hobbyist and artist. Learning glass blowing, has taken a class here from Wisconsin, if I remember correctly, from last week's show. And he sent in this right here, folks. And
That's so cool.
if I remember correctly, it was his granddaughter's masquerade ball or show that he attended, and he was looking at the ribbons down below, and he said to himself, I wonder what I could do with glass. He's at the point where he's working with glass now, and he's thinking about glass when he looks at anything in general that's just in front of his face. And he saw these ribbons and he said, what the heck's going on with that? Can I turn that into a piece? And Chris is going to use that inspiration, design his own style of putting ribbons onto a piece. And I believe, if I read the email correctly, Dave even said that he was just going to try it anyway. He already had an idea for thinking about ribbons that he wanted to try. He was going to do it on his own. But hey, he was inspired by it. Maybe we would be, and Chris was. So let's see what they put together here.
Yeah, if you're a glass blower, put it in the chat or give us a thumbs up. The reason I ask that is there's so many tools and techniques you will learn
All right, so
by watching.
guys, I'm getting ready to do my particular member-inspired rendition, and Dave Worth talked about wanting to see, and he had that picture of a mask he sent in, like a almost like a Venetian, from a Venetian festival mask with a bunch of ribbons on either side, and he mentioned that he was interested in how to do ribbons.
Is it Mardi Gras? That's the word you're
Could
looking
be
for?
Mardi Gras.
That's what it feels
Venetian, I mean, Mardi Gras, Venetian festival, they're kind of all falling in the same kind of thing. But I'm going to do a couple ribbons, some pretty heavy-duty, wide, big ribbons. I'm going to put those on the side of a vase. So it's going to be pretty cool, and I'm not exactly sure what the vase form is going to be yet, but I know the style of ribbons that I'm going to want to do, so I'm going to get started on those, and I'm going to make them one at a time and put them in the garage.
I do want to say in the chat, there's a lot of members and there's a lot of people talking. If you're new to the show, welcome. It's not necessary to chat, but I know the people in the chat can also answer questions. If you're not sure what's going on, do not be shy. Sometimes when you're watching the show, it's not intuitive to put something in the chat. But knock yourself out if you want to. We'll explain what's happening, what we're doing and why. Chris is doing 2 layers of color here, and he's going back and forth between a blue and a green. And once those are attached, they're like sugar would be on a cookie, like if you did colored sugar. But we want to melt that color in, so that's the next step. He's attached it, but it's not melted in. Now the trick too with the blue and the green is that they're very similar, so when they heat up, it's a little bit hard to tell which is which. So you have to be very mindful of how you put the colors on.
And I'm actually gonna purposely leave these colors texturous when I gather over it, because what that's gonna do is it's gonna trap a bunch of really little minuscule bubbles, and it's gonna make it a little bit more sparkly and cool. You can do that with just about any piece of glass you're working on that's gonna be a solid piece of glass. You don't really wanna do it on blown pieces. It just gives it a little bit of a different style. What I did here also is I added the beautiful deep violet with the emerald green on, one on each side, and when I squash it, I want half the ribbon to be green and half the ribbon to be purple. And then the vase is going to have some iris on it, so we've got that amber iris, beautiful iridescence with these green and purple handles, ribbon handles on them. It's going to be a neat process. It's going to get real big real quick, so I'm going to try to drain it pretty well.
Big ribbon.
There's a couple ways you can drain it. One is the way you gather in the furnace. Another is a bucket. And the way Chris just did it was here on the floor. That piece of glass has nothing wrong with it. At the end of the night, we're going to recycle it. But it falls into a metal tray we have on the floor, so we can pick it up and toss it in the furnace. So I'm going to show you now it's sprayed orange. In just a minute or so, when we look at it again, it's going to be completely clear.
And I'm seeing what is going on here. And I know where my split is. It's right there. So that's what I'm doing. I'm letting it stay flat on that side.
All right, back in the glory hole. He will go here a bunch of times. Someone asked us in one of the previous shows if we could change the name of that. We did not name these tools. They existed hundreds, thousands of years before we started blowing glass. So back to Sophietta. Who wants to guess which tool that is and why it's so special today?
Sophietta.
Not sure if anyone... Oh, you know what, Jake? I told him I'd look back in a second when it was cool. But I guess that's a no. Jake chose to recycle it now, so it's in the bucket. No longer glowing orange. There it is.
Recycle and reuse, and organicness and nature and saving the earth is going to be a part of my decision here coming up soon for my piece. And now that I've got it completely figured out, I don't have to be all quiet. So this is ribbon number 1.
Out of 42?
It's real tiny. Very elegant. And very full of motion. Watch this.
Motion.
Watch. Bam! The finesse to make glass that natural and flowing. You have to have such an understanding of the material. And Dave, I mean, this is an interesting idea for your piece as well, and we didn't know how you were thinking about chopping it up in your shop with where you're working with the material, but everyone's going to come with ribbons in their own mind a little bit differently. But something we really pride ourselves on here is like our pergola reeds and our splashes, and a lot of the outdoor kind of nature-inspired products have this beautiful flowing shape to them. Everything in nature.
You can bring me just a regular punny on a regular pipe.
Everything in nature looks intentional, folks. It's not like there was any second guessing ever done. If Chris were to decide to change the direction right now as the glass was cold, there'd be no way he could do it without reheating the rest of the piece, having it flop some opposite radical weird way. And that's not what's going to happen. This looks like it came from nature, and even though I'm comparing it to nature, this is in fact a ribbon, which I have never seen a ribbon that came from nature, unless you consider us cutting it, twirling it with our own hands.
What about like a ribbon eel?
Ribbon eel?
Hey, I just put the link to Lino in the chat because that's where we learned how to make some of these ribbon pieces.
Beautiful break. Oliver takes it to the hole. They're going to swap back, and that's going to be that.
Did you catch that? I will.
And let me just show off the colors. I don't know if we have any new viewers out there tonight, but we'd love to hear it if you're here in the chat. It's a beautiful shot right there. Some other 3 set of colors over here. That's actually a deep purple in the middle. You might not ever believe it, but it's true. That's what Chris is working with here. Let us know where you guys are all watching from. We talk about it all the time. It's a really nice, beautiful thing to know where our viewers are at, whether you're in the country or not, why you're watching, what you love about glass. If you joined us because you just saw our 1 million view video that Bess had made and posted a week or so back, there's some really great things happening on social media, and all we're doing is pumping it. I see the vision coming together here, and I know exactly what's going to happen. He didn't draw it up on the floor, but this might be one of the nicest vases you've ever seen.
No way.
Now you got to watch out for this situation.
Cool to me is how Chris made those ridges in that ribbon when he started out. Just watching him do that was really cool.
The tweezers
Yeah.
squishing into the side. And you know, when a tweezer marked like that with the 2 tweezers and the whole piece was thick and fat and he just went whoosh, that was not the most elegant looking squish into the glass. But as you, only because that's the way the tweezers are, when you stretch that out the length that he stretched it, those 2 lines become longer and longer and push together and become perfectly symmetrical. So it's a really great step to getting to a ribbon shape that has a little bit of action, a little bit of extra action in there.
I mean, you gotta talk about the fact that how well those optics have been retained so far in the piece though as well. They haven't melted in one bit.
It's a huge part of it.
But Chris is also getting that piece hot enough to move it around and like do all this curl action.
Right in the pocket.
As a reminder of the inspiration piece, I do have that in the bottom right corner, just showing up real quick.
Michelle's just mentioning to me that because she's been watching so much playoff hockey, she's really excited about watching sports announcers talking, and she just said she's going to get Oliver and I a desk that we could sit behind and do a play-by-play of the action going on.
Oh, can we get some of those big headphones that they wear and everything?
Oh yeah, and we got to wear suits.
Gotta wear suits.
Yeah, that would be heavy duty if one day we had to wear shoots. Yeah, that would be. It's a good interview spot. Totally.
Jake, if we had to wear suits, the next thing we might have to get briefcases or something.
I'm all about a briefcase. It'd be hilarious. Folks, we're going to be going to the Battle of the Glassblowers this weekend. This is a local and extended local duel of glassblowers and their teams that we're going to Friday and Saturday. There's 3 competitions as well as some individual torch work competitions that Matt and Oliver will be taking a part of. But just send us some good mojo. We're going to hope to go live at some point or post at least a couple videos of the action and what we're doing. We're hoping to get Michelle involved, but we've got a team of 6 people driving out together Friday, and we're going to be competing in multiple different spots as 2 separate teams, Chris Nordine Studios and the Glass Academy Tank Yankers.
Where's it at?
It is in Kalamazoo, Michigan on the West Coast. We're going to be driving about 2.5 hours to get over there.
I'm excited.
It's going to be really cool. I don't know how many total. They haven't said. Chris, you're doing a matching color set here. Purple, purple, green, green.
Yep.
Beautiful. Let me, while we got a moment here, he's going to be gathering over that. Can I explain here another beautiful gift from Sue Schmidt? Sent us over the Panama flag, ladies and gentlemen.
Sue getting all sorts of love on this show today.
All sorts of love. Represent. She said, I don't live there, but I was just there watching the show while on vacation, so she thinks it's fair
It counts.
that she sent this and we can put it up on the wall over here. And
I
I
think
think
it counts.
that's amazing.
I feel like that counts.
On another note, not quite as positive, our Bermuda flag here has some treachery
Wah, wah.
happened to it.
What happened?
You see the stick here is busted. Now, there's not much we can do about that, but we do have a bunch more available spots over there, folks, and I can't quite remember who sent the Bermuda one, but if you guys are watching us and you're new to the show and you want to send us some love from your hometown, somewhere you support, we'd love to get it up on our walls here next to
Our furnaces.
our furnaces.
We got a side for mostly red flags and mostly blue flags.
Yes, that's true. And I kind of didn't know if I liked when we did that with both sides, or having the colors on either side like that, because I don't even really know what it means. It's just color coordinated, but we do have more red than blue. So if you are from a blue state, we're not talking politics here, we're talking flag
I
colors.
think you mean blue country.
Blue country. Well, we do have a couple state flags over there. I think we got Florida, we got Connecticut,
Oh, we do have some state boys up there.
and we got something else too.
Sue says, well, crap, that one was from me too.
Oh my gosh. Well, then we're good, Sue. We just made a swap.
Jake, I feel like you could pull some like black cane and just replace that hole.
Good. Put chopstick.
Yeah, just melt it on there.
Yeah.
Here comes the part I really like, making those ridges.
That was the triple ridge. That was tight. So he used the tweezers open, then he squeezed the tweezers together and went for a middle one.
What you doing, Jake?
Oh, nothing.
Notice I'm trying to make sure that I am doing this the same as how I did it on the first one.
It's super important and super difficult to do, to replicate, and we talk about it with drinkware all the time when you're making sets of specific pieces of drinkware, but to do something like this, Chris hasn't made a ribbon like this in probably quite a while, and to pull one out starts with gathering the exact same amount, but to pull one out and match each of the curls as close as he can with his eyeballs and his fingers,
Come here,
just
slippery
grab
bugger.
it. You want a different pair?
I got her. It was just messing with me a little. I love those two tones with the 4 ribbons. So you don't
Yeah.
want to overheat with the torch, Dave. You can overheat it very easily. You want to just keep the glass real stiff so that you don't mess up the texture.
Do you think that's doubly true with that torch in particular?
You can overheat real easy with that torch. Just any torch. You want to make sure you don't over melt the glass so that it just gets manhandled. You want to work it when it's in its most tensional state, like a lot of tension.
Tensional. The other thing I've noticed at this point is that Chris went in for his second gather, when he encased it in clear glass, that's the purps and the lemon yellow green, he didn't melt those frits in all the way. So he decided to leave, and when you go in there, the glass is like maple syrup or honey and anywhere in between. It's not watery enough to cover up that textured powdery action on the exterior of the glass. So having this little bit of texture here trapped a bunch of little bubbles inside there, and it looks like a really cool situation.
See, I'm just helping it along its path, Dave. I'm just literally just not forcing it to do anything. I'm just helping it along. That's when the glass is the most beautiful, is when you help it along its path. You don't force it to do anything. All right, how about a punty?
Flashlight turned off, so I think we're gonna stay back.
Yeah, zoom in. Zoom in or have that.
And personally, I really like to get the center, just the very lightest heat on it, so I can just roll that final curl on the inside to make it so intentional.
Right back full circle, folks. Intentionality. It's all about intention.
Yeah. So then it's got just a really graceful. Beautiful.
Incredible. And over here is the remnants of the last piece on the moil. And look at the vibrancy of that color. Bright green, bright purple. This is going to be an elegant one, folks.
And as a reminder, there are still items available on the table. I will pop the link for that in the comments once again.
Yeah, speaking of the table and these new satchel vases, there was kind of a debate between Jake and I on what we thought the people would like more. So some of those have a clear front with color just on the back. So if you were to put a flower in there, you would see the flower, and then the color would be a backdrop for it. And some of them have color all the way around, about 3/4 the way up. So you'd only see the top quarter of your plant in the actual vase. So even if you're not buying one today, let us know which one you like more. Jake and I had a little bit of a heated discussion about it. When we
Heated? Not in the glass shop.
We were both sweating. It was pretty hot in there. But that's a great point, Oliver, and definitely important to hear your guys' feedback more than just the ones that are going to sell off the table. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know how we can improve and what your favorite stuff is. But I wanted to look into the comments here, and we're getting a lot of love for us going up to the Battle of the Glassblowers this weekend. And I don't know if you knew, Chris, but Sharon is letting us know that Chris is the featured picture on the Battle of the Glassblowers webpage.
Really?
Are you looking that up, Bess?
I was trying to, yeah.
Glass Art Kalamazoo. Oh yeah, he's right there. 2019, that's Uncle Israel and Chris. Can you download that and put it on the screen maybe?
I think this is pretty darn close to being the same size, Oliver, but I'm going to go put it in the garage and just kind of look at it next to the other one before I put it away to make sure it's close.
Okay.
And there's Bess also posting the link to the products on tonight's table, folks, and there's a million other products on our website. We got an incredible staff. We've been here 20 years. This is what we do and how we make a living, and we're pretty proud of, especially at this point. I'd say I'm feeling really good with all the work Heather, Michelle, myself, the rest of the GA team, Bess, everybody, Amy, Donna, we've all done on the website. The website is looking particularly up to par and really classy and really tasty. So if you haven't just browsed our website in a little bit and seen what's up and read the descriptions, take a look because we're feeling really good about it.
I'm gonna just double check this to the other one.
There we go. Size or upper.
Found the picture, was able to download it. I have
Woo.
popped it up on the screen.
Look at that, folks. Not at us. It's on the screen already. But that's Israel on the left, my uncle, and that's Chris on the right. Back in 2019, they must have been making something pretty sweet. It's going to be a beautiful battle.
All right, Oliver, we're gonna go for that paddle.
Coming right up.
Yeah, let us know if there's any questions out there, folks, as we get into crunch time on this piece here. These are the two handles on the side of the vase. They've been made. They're going to be prepped and saved at 1,000 degrees, and then Chris is going to make the vase and then bring over and apply the two handles on either side of the vase. This is another really elaborate one. It's going to take some teamwork here, and I'm just kind of waiting on the sidelines until it's time to get that going. That was a beautiful shot there, Michelle.
Coming in front.
You can leave that one. Just put the whole thing on the right side, Oliver.
Yep.
She did mention that I may want to let people know that we had an amazing staff bowling party on Saturday night. We all got together. We had 3 lanes booked. Not everybody could make it, but everybody had a blast. And we were just kicking it and throwing that weight.
It didn't pop up on mine. So
We
we're
don't
still
know,
recording.
folks. We're learning the tech every day, and we're going to see what happens. It's getting warm in here, back into the summer region, so if the phone does spontaneously combust, you know why. But some of these are really
Oliver,
incredible,
would you get-
folks. This one also has
Would you grab me
adventurine in
one
it.
of
Orange and red transparent body with the adventurine on this side. And Michelle's got dried flowers in here, which looks awesome. I suggested plastic flowers, less maintenance, but dried flowers. I don't know if you did you dry them yourself? Ellery? That's amazing. Ellery's doing an amazing job. Our new design champion of the Glass Academy. That's a beauty right there, number 11. But I already mentioned number 4 and 5 with the green adventurine we found deep in the closet. It's one of the most beautiful colors we have. I think that complements flowers, and that's right. They'll be up all week long, and then they're going to end up in the gallery after this week because we'll be featuring new product next week, as we do every single week, to get you guys involved in what we do. Pretty sloppy tool here that just got pulled out by Oliver and prepped with a little bit of aguacita. We've got paper, newspaper on the inside of this, and this is a carbon fiber outside, so that Chris, you know he's going for something large and in charge because he's going to want to hold and shape the glass with his hand here coming up. I'm not taking that tool to the battle. We are going to take a few of our most favorite tools, a couple of our Dino jacks, a couple of our cup jacks, and maybe a couple various other crimps and specific things that we like to use. That's going to be our own style.
You're going to bring your brand new Marucos?
Probably going to bring the Marucos. They've been working so yeah. I like them. Each tool we have has a different necessity and works better or worse for a different product. For example,
Just make sure they're signed.
oh yeah.
All right. So I got a basic idea of what shape I'm doing for the base, guys.
Give us an idea of the scale, like the finished piece.
I'm gonna go somewhere between like
Be like a watermelon.
A and C, which is B for big.
So, well,
I think it's gonna probably be about maybe 18 inches tall.
You never do know with
Taller
Chris.
than it is wide, and it's going to get real wide when we put those handles on it, guys. Dave, especially, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah,
Oh, hey,
Dave.
everybody. Want to step away from the heat just for the heck of it? Two types of tools here, two of my favorites in the shop. In this hand, we've got the Carla Donas. In this hand, we've got our brand new Marucos. And the important part, I'll flip them around to show you, is the blade, of course. Over here, the Donas, we've got our really thin flat blade. It's the angle, it's kind of hard to see that it's thinner. These guys are a wee bit thicker and more of a rounded edge. So for these guys, we love making things where you're going to hide the neckline. You're working something really hot, you pull it out, you squeeze it, you cut a nice line into it, and then maybe it gets pushed down over it or somewhere that you can't get in to put any water on it. So you want to have a sharp edge so it breaks easy. These guys are a softer, rounded edge, but they're much smoother if you're riding it on the outside of a cup or opening something up, and it's not going to put a double-edged side because it's so flat and wide like these guys do. But anywho,
As a reminder, our giveaway question for tonight is, what small change have you made recently in your life that has increased your happiness?
what a great question.
So you're going to send your answers to enews@glassacademy.com.
Do you have an answer to that, Bess?
I was trying to think about it. I know that this sounds silly, but like consistently getting my nails done.
I don't think
New
it sounds
color.
silly at all. I think looking down at your hands and seeing something clean and nice and bright,
clean, bright, getting to change it up.
I think that's huge.
Yeah.
And what color is that?
This, as close to cornflower blue as I could find.
Cornflower blue, folks. One of our
It might have
favorite
been
blues in the shop.
suggested by someone.
I don't know who.
And what is yours? Something that makes you happy.
It wasn't really by choice. Part of it is, but it became springtime. And the sunshine and the even the thunder and the rain and having the windows open completely changes my mood and my energy. And this whole morning, up until you could still see the dirt on my hands, up until like 11 o'clock, I was spreading mulch and clearing out weeds, and nothing feels better than having your shirt off in the sun and just cleaning up the yard. It was incredible. Did mow the lawn out front today, and it felt really good, and got our fertilizer lined up. That was going to be a part of the conversation for my piece coming up next.
Something else that made me really happy is somebody turned on the ice machine.
The ice machine's been turned on in the lounge, yep. That's a pretty big essential here working at the Glass Academy. I think I just heard our gallery manager mentioning that it was time, and she was really looking forward to getting the gallery prepared for the heat this summer. And yeah, it's going to be pretty warm, both in the gallery, but especially in the hot shop. And me and Oliver and Matt and Brendan and Nolan and Chris, we're all looking forward to getting sweaty together. Well, that's what it is.
It's not the cold shop.
It's the shop of hot mojo.
It's the lukewarm shop.
There's a particular thing that does seem to make it a little bit hotter in the shop.
Yeah, that's cool. As long as it doesn't spin, that'll be perfect.
Okay. When we make big pieces like this, the more marver space, the better. So Michelle asked if I would prep up this marver and get it correct. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Oliver, would you give that a little wipe down?
Let me get that down in there.
So we're getting large and in charge, folks, and this is where
Little guys.
the conversation goes slightly down a bit, and we focus on the piece at hand. So if you do have questions, send them in. We would love to get Bess shouting them out and making things a little more difficult for us, because that's just what we love. We got Patty Ray hollering at us from Dallas. Their hockey team just won last night. Well done. Shouts out, Patty.
Oliver, what small change have you made recently that's making you happy? Put you on the spot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Got him.
He said, I'm just fine without change, thank you.
Yeah, one small change here. I got one. I thought of it. It's just getting warmer out now, and just having the windows open in the house.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Like, the cats are loving it. Kayla and I are loving it. Getting some fresh air. It's like so nice once it gets to evening. Cools down the entire house.
Yeah. I feel like it always brightens up my mood if I can have a nice like breeze blowing.
The super stuffer. Yes, because Oliver likes to get his leg as close to the heat as possible, so he was just trying to make sure he lost a leg hair or two.
I can tell the people here. I was trying to get sweaty. We talk about how we're always getting sweaty in the hot shop. I hadn't gotten sweaty yet.
Gotta show it to the people.
I feel like I'm fibbing, and I don't want to be fibbing on the live show.
I think it's for this next move here where Chris is gonna. I think it sounds great. What I wanted to mention before you even went into the mold is that you guys may have seen the amount that he was turning the pipe while it was in the hole. The length on that, he was probably out 12 inches off the end of the pipe and having the glass at its most molten state that he could totally handle it at. Because the hotter you get it when you drop in the mold, the better result of the texture you're going to get. So it's a pretty serious move by Chris to have the capabilities to do that. It's the same as making large pumpkins, large vases, anything large like that. You've got to have a serious understanding of the material to work. More than just understanding the material, you have to physically be able to handle the material. And he's doing it. He's shaping it up now. And this is going to be one heck of a piece. Yeah, I'm looking at my watch just because, I'm just seeing what the time is and how it's going to go down here.
Obviously, right above the jacks there. Go next. Back.
Great teamwork going on right now.
Harder. Oliver blow. Angle goes out, Jake, and neck is
Three-man
smaller.
piece. Oliver's blowing air. Jake's putting in a neckline.
Could even
Tristan's
use a fourth
spinning.
person to shield,
That's good, Oliver.
but that's all good.
Just keep necking. Angle him out if you would for me. There you go. That's good.
Thanks.
How do you want me shielding?
Off.
All good. Thanks. I was just swapping hands back and forth. Gonna get a little beeswax on here.
Dave says that's a lot of glass on the pipe.
That's one watermelon.
Yeah, it's in between watermelon and lope.
Little cantaloupe. That's a big cantaloupe.
Watch that
I'm not a
flame.
big cantaloupe person. Do you like cantaloupe, Oliver?
Not really, no.
I haven't bought or eaten a cantaloupe in like probably 5 years, and I ate 2 over the last 2 weeks. Something
So you
happened.
must like it then.
I had some sort of cantaloupe situation.
Hyperfixation.
But
Yeah.
I do love watermelon.
I am okay with watermelon. I'm not a huge fan of the texture when you get like an old one. Like it gets very gritty in your mouth. And I'm not a honeydew person. I guess I'm just not a melon person.
You're not a melon girl.
Not a melon person.
I feel like we
Yeah.
should be able to sue Honeydew for false advertising because
It
it
is
tastes
not honey
nothing like honey.
Or do.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like dew at
It's
all.
don't. Honey, don't. Jake is showing off a really cool piece that
Magneto.
may or may not be the giveaway that is getting given away this week.
Tonight. If you guys are brand new to the show, although we're creating really cool pieces for sale the entire time, we also do a giveaway or give away a piece every single week. And we've given you the giveaway question a couple
Margaret
times
Rag,
now.
but
That's going to be something that's going to be evolved a little later here tonight. Look at that elongation. Yeah, we want to give a big shout out to our great friend Cindy. Been around us for a long time, spends a lot of time with us at out-of-town shows as well. And Cindy, we're sending you tons of love. And Cindy, an incredible glass collector with a very specific black and white or black and red theme to all of her products, reached out to us after last week's show and said, I need that piece. And that was just a really beautiful one. Sorry, I'm trying to pay
Sharon
attention.
says we should ask Michelle about melon.
Do you like melon? Makes mom throw up. What do you need? A shield?
Michelle says melon makes her throw up, so she's not a melon girl either.
Giant peanut.
Peanut town.
Woo!
Jake,
Yes.
Chris is in like full concentration mode right now, so maybe you want to talk about how intense it is to be working on a piece this big while wearing your favorite metal bracelet on your dominant hand.
All I can say is it's intense, folks. He's coming in with the jacks. I'm shielding his hand,
Blow, Oliver.
and he's working it.
It does look like a
Slowly.
peanut. It's like a peanut.
Nice. Might be able to hear that texture of the rivets through my microphone. Maybe. Michelle was asking if we have bigger paddles. I was wondering the same thing, but I know we only have like one, and it might not be right there, so I didn't want to go run and get it. So he's working on the shape, and if you guys know glass blowing, if you're brand new to the show, let us know in the chat. But if you've seen any one of our shows, we typically make a lot of drinkware. We make many different styles, but most pieces have to be flipped around. And so right now he's working on the bottom of this vase, and he's gonna do something to it. I don't know the whole plan, but likely flatten it up, maybe put a foot on it, maybe not. And then we're gonna have to break it off and transfer that to another rod to open up the other side. And especially with a piece like this having a slimmer bottom and a taller, thicker, wider top, it makes it a little bit of a precarious situation because you've got such weight on the tip of it,
Blow, Oliver.
levering against that connection.
Keep going, blow, Oliver, hard.
Oh yeah.
Keep going. Good. Good. We're gonna heat that up and we're gonna get a nice sharp bottom on it.
That's pretty serious, folks.
One thing you guys didn't see on camera was Oliver really trying to keep up with where the blowpipe was turning as he's blowing.
That's a tough one with the back and forth. You got to predict where Chris is going with it, and the bigger the piece, the more torquage he's doing one of these with his left hand, and the more opportunity there is for the pipe to get wild.
So we're not going to want to go completely flat on this. A little bit of taper to put a Maurice on it.
Okay.
As a reminder, in the bottom right corner, I just popped up the inspiration graphic for this piece with those ribbons on it.
That's right. If you guys have just joined us in the last few minutes, we're up about 10 viewers. This is our artistic
Liberties.
show.
Got your back, buddy.
Thank you. Our subscribing members, our Loyalty League members, have sent in their inspiring pieces, the things on their brain, and this piece in particular is coming off of Dave Worth's
You
inspiration.
said yes to Cap?
Cap on, press it big, nice sharp edge on it first. We can get it back out again if you want, but tighten that edge up real good. Good.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Sorry, everybody.
That looks good. All right, how about a punty with a Maurice coming off the end of it?
We got no jumbo counterweights up.
That one is okay. The rusty one? Or you can bring it to me on bring
All right. You sweaty?
I'm ready.
Going for a Maurice. This is a hot landing pad. Look at the way he pulls that off. I'll just catch what's left.
So I'm noticing something about this piece that I've never noticed before.
What's that, Oliver?
The bottom
question.
here where we just paddled it, the color looks entirely different than the rest of the body.
It
And
does.
this is our gold color that we put in the reduction flame to bring out all the metals in it. And I'm wondering if the wood burning and the smoke and all of that actually changed how the surface of that glass looks.
It's a mix. It does often do that, but you go and take a heat and it'll go back away till the end. Sometimes the torch will affect that as well. And sometimes just working a larger piece and, you know, working it and doing this and that.
Yeah, because I know the glass will change how it moves if you use natural gas or propane, and I was wondering if doing such a big, large foot on a paddle like that, where you're really getting the paddle burning, if that would change it a little bit. It's a torch.
John says that would make a sweet like lamp base.
Heck yeah, it would. Is this the Juan?
Do you guys buy lamps, Michelle said?
Do we buy lamps?
This is an upside down Pilsner glass that's a pendant light for a brewery. I did those before.
No, I see it as a lamp base with like a shade on it.
Robin says, I love those pocket vases because not many pieces of glass can be hung on the wall.
All right, so we're on there. The length of that called for me to stick it on and Chris to trust me to get it on at the right, that feels great. With the right amount of pressure and the right stability. Here we go.
Push.
I'll take that from you.
We got you closer.
How deep do you want me heating it?
Just like that for now. So you know what I'm doing? I'm gonna carve another slot in there,
Cool.
about right there.
Okay.
So it's got a double bump going like this.
So you're gonna gravitize it or you're gonna cut in with the jacks?
I'm gonna cut it with the jacks.
All right.
But just keep heating that. We're gonna get that shape in it first before we get the whole top heated up.
Good call. Thanks, Oliver. This is actually the long one. Little extra mojo. Oh, you got the wide boy. Hey, long and wide's a good combo.
Long and wide. So he told you, and I was definitely listening, but why don't you just repeat what he's going to be doing next for
He's gonna cut
everybody?
into it to make a shape like this.
Okay.
And then those curlers are gonna go on the side of it. I think he's gonna hang it on down on his way over and go in with the jacks. We're a shield in his arm, not worried about the lip just yet. Come from this angle, Oliver. I'll get his hand here. You get the long arm.
The double paddle shield.
Yes. Super power. Look at that. Looks like a chess piece. Man, if we put a crown on that,
When's the Glass Academy chessboard coming out?
I don't
Jay?
know, but that's baller. That is such a cool shape. That's
The
freaking
people
sweet.
want it.
I'm in the bench for 1 second. As the piece gets more stabilized, and cooler, it's really important to not have excess water sitting on the bench, because he grabs the wrong tool and there's water on it and it drips and hits the side of the piece. Treachery will be afoot.
Now, Jake, as you were paddling this, is this like pretty normal for our like drinkware glass thickness, like for the walls, or is it a little bit thicker?
It's a little bit thicker, but it's pretty consistently on the thinner side.
I mean, that's still like, that's about, I mean, I'd say it's the thickness of like some of our thicker mugs.
Okay, because I'm just noticing how long he's keeping that back end out of the heat, and
yeah, I mean, on the next couple heats, he'll start blasting it. And depending on, I mean, now that I'm thinking about the handles too, it's probably wise
fluffer.
that we grab the fluffer, yeah.
What are we doing, Chris?
I'm puffing it, tweezing it. Beautiful. Now I'm going to heat it up and tweeze it out a little bit.
Okay. Should I be trying to give you some paddle coverage? With
You'll
the
be able to
tweezers?
use both paddles and shield my hands around the tweezers when I'm tweezing it this time.
Okay.
Someone's got this thing knotted up.
Oh, be so careful, Jake.
Yeah. We're on live TV. We got to show off a little bit of dangerousness.
Yeah, you can take your dangers to the other side of the shop.
So hopefully we're just going to tuck this right in the small box.
That's tall enough. That top's looking not too bad, eh, Oliver? I don't mind that little
honestly,
close.
it's looking really nice. You measuring it?
Yeah. But I need a piece of chalk.
Will you move that handle over, Jake?
Yep.
Just kind of stretch this out, Oliver, so that I can get that other handle in up top.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
We good?
Should be just fine. It's gonna be tight and it's gonna be fine.
All right, Jake, will you flash this for me? A nice deep flash for a minute?
Yes.
I just want to flash and take a look at that end that I can't see, and I think it's looking pretty good. It looked pretty,
Looks
looked like
even.
it naturally was weighted correctly when I was doing that.
Yeah.
Yep. We're gonna need someone to bring a stick-em bit for sure in a minute, but I'm just, what I want to do, that's looking great on the end, and I just wanted to size up the handles. I know one handle is gonna go up here, you guys, and then the other's gonna be on the opposite side down on the bottom, so they're
Cool.
just opposed. Bigger one on the bottom, smaller one on the top. We got the bigger one on the paddle, so we're putting the bottom one on first. And I'm kind of leery. I kind of feel like we should put the top one on first. But I don't know. We'll put the bottom one on first. It's already on there, so let me just look and see where the connection point will be.
Got to think about the depth of the hole here, getting me feeling like we're back in the Renaissance days. Or when we go out to the Renaissance Festival, our hole's about 40% of the size of this hole. When we go to make something large, we're always pushing the limits of the size of the reheating chamber and just going in there and trying to get that burner right on the punty here, I know I'm about 2 inches from the back of it. And it's looking like we got a lot of glowing heat
All
down.
right, I see where it's gonna go. I see where it's gonna go.
Michelle said, speak on the anxiety of that.
What'd you say?
I think that
It's on that edge. I don't like doing it.
it's definitely not fun but there's also a aspect of excitement in doing that. And I think being, for Chris and I at least so far, Oliver will get there, but I've grown up at the Ren Fair pushing the limits in that hole. So it's kind of exciting and it's kind of like, can we make it any bigger?
Lift that up, that handle up.
You got it.
All the way up in the air. And you're gonna bring it over and you're gonna set it right here for me. Remember how you're gonna be over there looking this way, setting it right there the way we have it.
You got it.
You wanna have a Marver towel so your hand's not hot. There you
I
go.
got a wet one over here, okay.
So I'm thinking about where my thing is, and I'm gonna be dropping that bit about right there, Jake, when you bring me the bit.
Okay.
I got this, I got my
How
heat,
big,
my
like a little
tweezers.
grape?
I'm gonna think probably like about the size of a grape.
Perfect.
You're up in the air, right, Oliver?
Up in the air.
You
Stay
want to
up
do it
there
on this
nice.
one?
What'd you say?
Want to do it on this
Do you
one?
want me right over the flames?
No, not in the flames, just straight up top.
Yup.
Because that's where the hottest part of that place is. You don't want to be in the flames.
All right,
Jake, you're going to bring that out.
I got a little bit of motion in this. It's looking good.
Okay, well, you do, and that's okay. Let's let it cool down for a second. By the time you get over here, we'll be ready. Let's see. Oh, we got a lot of motion, but that's okay. All right, Jake, you want to bring yours?
Yep.
And then once you give it to me, Jake, you're going to do the door.
Okay.
Oliver, come on over. Yep.
I'm right behind you, Jake.
Swapping. Yep.
Open.
You want fluffy?
I don't think so yet.
What was really satisfying to watch was that little blob of glass get smushed down by the ribbon.
Yeah. That's the best.
Facebook comments are totally quiet, so
Yep, that's
I know
good.
you guys are watching very intensely.
Will you grab that door on the left?
And then I would go over there and go, right, you can leave it open, Oliver, for now. Jake, you want to work the door and let Oliver go lift that other one up?
Okay.
Got it.
Josh says, how difficult would that attachment have been with hot assembly?
I gotta come around.
That's fine.
What'd you say?
Josh says, how difficult would that attachment have been with hot assembly?
With hot assembly? This is hot assembly, Josh. This is doing it while it's hot. That was still at 1,000 degrees. This is putting a piece together hot. If you mean, technically, hot assembly, when people say that, they mean the other option would have been to make those separately and glue it on.
Yeah, that's not hot. This is hot assembly.
And that's what's not hot assembly. This is hot assembly. But maybe what Josh meant by that comment is if one of us were to be holding the piece and the other person curled up the ribbon and then laid it on there.
Well,
Yeah,
that's not the way the
It
glass
doesn't
should
work.
be moved. Should be worked.
no. It wouldn't be a strong enough connection blasting into the side of a bubble like that real hot with such a thick piece.
So we're good here. I just want to get it on center. You see how it's a little bit off right now? I'm going to
By
heat
the
it up
time
another
that second one goes on.
I might neck the top a little, you think?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe once you get it down straight, see if it's off center.
Open.
Another interesting question. Mary says, is hot glass heavier than cold glass?
It's looking pretty good.
Hot
I
glass
think it's
heavier
looking
than
really
cold
good.
glass?
All right, so we're going to do the other one over here.
Michelle says, nope, it's just hot.
I mean, you could just take a heat and do the paddle move on the bottom one time.
Hell, it's not going to do anything. It's fine. I see it. It's on center pretty much. That's pretty hot, eh, Oliver?
His muscles are probably pretty hot over there.
All right, Jake, you ready on the stickum bit?
All right.
Give me a second, Oliver.
Take your time.
Go for it, Oliver. Wait a minute, Oliver. Yep, Jake, come on. Oliver.
Comment.
Wow. It's a scary
That's
sound.
fun.
Woo! That's a whole maxer.
No garage for your piece.
All right, someone say something.
I'm just concentrating on making sure that this is all sealed up nice and neat in the spots where it needs to be sealed up, guys.
So you're just looking at all the connections where those ribbons are coming in contact?
Yep, and just kind of making sure that I don't have any issues with stress or anything like that, which is looking pretty good.
I'm gonna take a heat.
I'll go out one flashing after this if you want to, Jake, but it's looking pretty darn on center right now.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
close that other door up, Oliver, would you, real quick?
Yeah.
Just so we push all the heat back onto the foot.
Joe says, this is like you guys have choreographed a classical ballet the way you move
Open.
and know what each other needs. Michelle says 265 shows worth.
And I take ballet lessons on Sundays.
Do you? I took ballet lessons for 13 years.
Does
Oh.
everything look good?
I really did.
I want to hit that spot again.
Right there?
Yep.
No, I liked it. I think for me, the reason I quit is because my hips got bad. So I liked it. There were a lot of good aspects to it. It was fun, challenging. Yeah. I've been in the Nutcracker loads and loads of times.
I think our boy is just about done. We'll hand side this one instead of a GA stamp.
Yeah.
Open. That's a nice good heat on that one. tighten that up for me a little so it's not as fluffy?
For Mary says you and I have to have a dance off.
Oh, have to is a really strong word.
I've got sandals. It's probably not going to work this week.
Nice.
We'll have to coordinate that for a different day.
We'll have to pre-record that and heavily edit it. That's
That could be for like a show week with like the furnace down or something.
Oliver, get the gloves ready.
You can just open that up. Yep. So he said one more flash in the reduction. This is the last builder upper. Then we're going to take a look at it. He'll do the final touches and straightening, and then I'm going to iridise the outside of that gold for the one final heat. We're going to knock it off and put it away. Oliver, you going to grab it? You got it?
yeah. I figured that was me doing it.
Okay.
Unless you want the honors. But you got a watch on. I don't know if.
Could explode.
Yeah, we don't want that.
All right, reduction, Jake.
One more door.
Open the door.
door.
Oliver. And we're going to close them for the reduction. A little more. That's good. Close the doors. Okay.
Holy cow.
We'll do some quick housekeeping
All
right
I'll hold
after
that
this
up, Shel.
piece.
Does the flashlight work at all best anymore, or is it still too hot?
Still too hot. I've been trying.
All right, Oliver, get ready because we're going to start putting some dosage on this. Hold on one
Want me to
second.
torch the bottom of it?
I don't think we need to.
I'm going to be coming at it
Yep.
from.
Just go ahead. Wait a minute. Let go. Don't touch it. Step back. Step away for 1 sec.
Yep.
Just so I get enough water on here first. All right, Oliver, go ahead and take it just like that.
Like a baby. Oh my God.
Get it in there. Oh, wait, quick. Good, good.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Nice
That's
job,
a
boys.
beauty. An eighth of an inch to spare on the
That was
height of that box,
close.
Chris.
Wow,
All right,
nice
some
work.
Quick housekeeping
Jeez.
for you guys. Got 2 giveaways this week. First giveaway is going to be our weekly question. Last week's question was, what is something you learned at your first job you still use today? A lot of fun answers. This is one of my favorites. It actually says, be respectful to your boss, coworkers, and the public. Then my husband's answer was, in Vietnam, dodge bullets and stay low. We've got, show no fear when dealing with children and babies, or they will eat you alive. Let's see here. Some practical things, electrical, plumbing, carpentry. A lot of how to deal with the public and how to use proper communication skills. Our winner for this week, who wins this lovely tuxedo magnet with...
What, this one?
Oh, Jake has it.
The thing's freaking baller. And with the show to remember, last week's show, 264.
Absolutely. So congratulations to Alexis.
Alexis, you're a champion. I believe she's been watching the show for quite a minute now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's her first giveaway or not, but that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And look at the little, like, ribbon action on this side. Pretty tasty.
I love that. It's a
I also
beautiful
have our
piece.
second giveaway for the month of April. We've got our $100 gift certificate.
$100?
$100. It's crazy.
Wow.
So we took all of our answers from what I believe it's the e-news on Sunday, and we throw them all in a pot for the month, and one person gets a $100 gift card. So congratulations to Judy.
Judy. How about that?
So you
Judy
guys are both
Glatfelter. I love it.
Son of a gun.
4 entries in the event for every Sunday.
Wow.
Absolutely. So you guys are both going to get emails from Donna probably tomorrow, so keep an eye on your emails for that. That's all the housekeeping I've got because I'm going to keep it nice and short and sweet.
It was tight. Well, should we end over at the board?
Yeah, you want to talk to the giveaway? What will that mean next week?
I don't know. I don't have the answer for the giveaway, but it will be something. Number 4 here, we're giving away something just like last week. This was a piece of a piece off the show, and this next week We didn't have time to get the giveaway done on the show, so we'll pick something out from the gallery, come up with something, maybe make something during the week. You guys are going to get treated right next week, and if anybody wants to join me over here so we could say goodbye to everybody and people could see Chris's sweat a little bit.
If you don't mind, I have a question for the people real quick, if it's all right.
The people?
The people.
The people.
Watching. I'd like to know, I think this is the second show in a row now where we've just gotten like 2 pieces done the whole show, really taking our time on something. Are you guys liking that? Is that working better for you guys where we work on something for 45 to an hour?
Beth says no. It looked like we had pretty good numbers, but yeah, we'll chop up the numbers, and it's a great question too, and it's interesting to think about. It's a good point, Oliver.
Completely changes how we plan the show, so just let us know what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
I think it's great. I had a good time making the show. I'm not sure if I want to do something that huge every show. I think that sometimes alternating it and having Jake do something super cool and bigger.
Getting into the summer seasons.
Yeah, right when it
here.
gets super hot, like on that 100-degree day, that's when you're all going to want to vote Jake to do his big old giant piece.
Are we spinning the wheel to see who's in charge of next week's show?
Yeah, give it a win.
All right, I'll spin it.
Oh, well, I guess it was everybody's.
Let's see who's in charge of next
the Wheel
week's
of
show.
Fortune the other day on some old TV commercial, and the people were literally jumping around like completely crazy people when they were spinning it.
C&J, I get it.
That's fair.
This is boring.
Look
Can
at that
you wait
thing
for it to
go.
stop?
Just look at it.
Let's look at it, everybody. Oh, Jake's in charge next week, folks. I like it.
Got Battle of the Glass Blowers and playing the live show.
Good thing we got 2 hours of drive time. All right.
Great, guys. Well, thanks a lot. Remember the gathering point here in the Little D, Dearborn, Michigan.
Absolutely.
Thanks to everybody.
Have a good night.